the Model 100, which is the #1 hook sold in the world, Tiemco 100, would bend out on big fish. And New Zealand was a phenomena that we started in the 70s, and all of a sudden we realized that we didn't have the hooks for that. And we had a mustad hook, which was in my book, that was around for years and years. Unfortunately, Muscat went and changed it. It's no longer really available, so we had to get another hook. So Dennis designed this hook, and I designed it for Dennis, and it became the New Zealand hook of choice. It's the same design, just a heavier hook. Okay, it's perfect for caddis because you never know when you might really get into a big one. And when we look at caddis, one of the things to think about in caddis is that caddis are mainly taken, the elk hair caddis 16 is mainly taken for emerging mayflies. In fact, one of the things I learned from Terry Collier when he was first guiding, he wore cowboy boots and waded. And he showed me the first time I went down with him how you took an elk hair caddis and ground your cowboy boot into it and smashed it down. He says, I don't know what it does, but when these insects are out, they go crazy. Well, they happen to be, you know, they were pale morning dun, 16s. Crashed down, well, so I realized was Renee Harrop got the same treatment and decided to do a fly that actually became his Hair-Winged Dun series. So what we're going to do is give you a caddis so you can fish for both an emerger, because a lot of times the caddis are out emerging and they're also dying. So you got dead caddis floating and emerging caddis. Why not have one flock? He had his spent partridge caddis. It was a great pattern. Trouble is nobody could see it. So I came up with the idea of putting this crystal flash, which I've been playing around with. Mike then said, wait a minute, why can't we just put calf tail or calf hair? And that worked good too. That worked really good. But I like the crystal part because caddis are very, very shiny. Now all I'm doing right here is just twisting the peacock with a little bit of kind of hurrying along here, but normally I would make a dubbing loop, and you can make that so tight you'll never lose it. Take a dubbing loop, it's in all my videos, drop it down, then put a little bit of the crystal flash in with it, spin it around, you got a dubbing body, it'll never come undone. But right now we're just going to hurry through this. Now there are several ways you can go here. But we're going to take this. Now Mike, he just puts a calf tail wing in. I like to double duty it. And so I'm going to take some of this. This is actually very fine crystal flash. It's called Mirage. Accent Mirage is actually the name of it. You can get it about anywhere nowadays. And I'm going to tie it in, and I'm going to make a nice little parachute. Now once you learn that technique to go around the wing, I'm going to cut this down. A little easier to deal with when you cut it down. And the technique of just going around the wing using that side, trouble is I can't be able to see. I may need new eyes instead of glasses. There we go. As you can see, that's really, really sparse. There's a lot of things, when you learn this technique, there's a lot of different materials that you can use. Now, can you see the post there on that? I think you get a pretty good idea on that post. Now, we've got it built up. I'm going to cut it down a little bit. Okay, we're going to take two partridge. Nowadays, it's probably an Hungarian, so it used to be the English partridge. And we're going to put it right on top. I'm going to put two and I'm going to lay them right on top of each other and then tie them into the base, just like that. I think when I turn it here, you can see the coloration of your Caddis. Nice and soft. At this point, I'm going to take and add a little bit of dubbing, and we could wrap, but right here I want a little bit of float. I want that body to float up a little bit, so I'm going to go and add a little bit of Antron. Again, that sparkle. Now this can be brown, it can be whatever color you want it. The whole body could be Antron if you want. Okay, now we put on a little thorax. There's what I want. I had it picked out. Now this is a brown dyed grizzly. Again, I do the olive. All the fly shops have it, either a Metz or a whiting. And you don't have to have a lot. And by the way, a lot of times, the people that tie this commercially, a lot of times just put a grizzly on it without any dye. I think it's kind of up to you. And the reason is because they were taking spents. And this was just the perfect imitation because I didn't have a lot of hackle on it, and it laid right in the surface film and the fish went crazy. And also we realized when they're looking for spents, the only way a chop can see a spent is the dead insect, for everybody to know after it died, is to look straight up.